So the doctor called him and said, she's going to be released in an hour and a half. He pretended to be his own executive assistant. And so he said, Mr. James is in a board meeting, but I'm his executive assistant. David, how can I help you?
Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of E-Rants. I am your host, Felix Long Trousers. Alright, check it out, guys, man. There has been this influencer by the name of Risa M. Tissa or Risa Tissa or something like that. This black lady on TikTok, right? And she's been going pretty viral just off the strength of she has dropped like 50 or 40 plus videos speaking about her recent ex-husband that she has divorced, right? And I haven't gotten time to sit down and actually watch all the videos because I hear the videos add up to about like 3 hours. Like, I'm talking about she's really trying to compete with Harry Potter out here, right? With these movies lengths, with this TikTok lengths and stuff like that. But I was like, maybe somebody or I can find like some type of like summary or something like that. I found a video. I'm not necessarily sure if it's a summary, but I think it breaks down a little bit. I'm not sure. But listen, if you guys really want to watch the whole thing, y'all can go to Risa's joint on TikTok and y'all can sit through that whole freaking Hallmark movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. So I'm about to just react to this video as a little teaser. And maybe we can, who knows, if it sounds good, maybe we can all just watch it together. I'm not sure, son. This joint, my wife told me that she's a good storyteller too. So I'm going to be pretty engaged.
Okay, so things that my pathologically lying ex-husband lied about. Backstory. I'm going to try to get as much of this as I can into this video because I hate when people say follow for part 2, but I'm going to try. All right, backstory number 1. We met in March of 2020. Georgia got shut down, locked down 2.5 weeks later. We got married January of 2021, and we were divorced August of 2021. So keep in mind that this story is spanning March of 2020 until about June of 2021, because I kicked him out the house.
Hold on, Slim. Hold on. So y'all got married like this all within a matter of like a year and a half? If even so, you desperate? I mean, she. Let's keep going.
Because I kicked him out the house on his birthday. So, we met online, Facebook dating and Hinge. I will never do online dating again, but that is where I met him. My tire blew on 285 just before Boulder Crest, on my way to our first date. Clearly, that was a sign. I didn't listen. But my tire blew, and he met me at a gas station. We were supposed to be meeting at Cheesecake Factory, but because the tire blew, he met me at a gas station.
Shout out to Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, in the beginning of the pandemic, Cheesecake Factory was okay. It was okay. As of recently, it seems to be a problem for some reason. It's like, as time is going on, it seems that the standards set by women keep getting higher and higher. Even though I feel like that whole freaking video when it came to the Cheesecake Factory, I swear that was a skit. I don't believe that was a real video. Y'all can believe that. That was a skit. It had to be a skit.
Gas station, fixed my tire, then took me to go get another tire, paid for it. And I just thought, oh my God, this is the beginning of a beautiful romantic story. Boy, was I wrong. So, things he lied about. Every morning he would get on the phone with his brother. We'll call his brother John. He would get on the phone with John, and he would be like, hey, babe, John said good morning, and I'm in the bathroom doing my hair because I still had to go to work at this time. And so I would just say, hey, John, call out, hey, John. And, he would relay back and forth what I said to John, what John said to me. I never actually talked to John on the phone. And so he would be like, I can't wait for COVID to be over. Me and my girl, we're going to come see y'all. I can't wait for Auntie to meet her. Side note, his parents are deceased, excuse me. So he was like, I can't wait for you guys to meet her. Like, I know I'm gonna marry her. I know it. He said everything I wanted to hear. Love bombing 101. This man wrote the book. So he talked to his brother every day. He talked to his friends every day in front of me. He would be on the phone laughing, cutting up, cracking jokes, telling them, hey, she said, hey, just having conversation, like a normal conversation. I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until he got kicked out of my house in June of 2021 that I found out every single phone call was made up. He was never on the phone. I don't know. Those of you who are watching, you're probably like, there's no way. Listen to what I'm saying. Everything I'm telling you can be verified. Every single phone call he ever had was made up. The phone calls where he called to pay his car off, made up. The phone call to the realtor when we were looking at houses, made up. The phone call to the bank for them to release the money for the house that he signed his name for, made up.
Hold up, son. Hold up, son. Hold up, son. Nah. So the pandemic was perfect. This is, at the end of the day, pandemic, I feel like that's when the scammers were at their strongest. Like, listen, I'm Nigerian, bro. I know a few scammers in my circle, right? I'm not proud of it. They do their life. You ain't scamming me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You feel me? Hey, it is what it is. I'm not one to judge. You feel me? Unless you're a thought, then I definitely have to judge for some reason. I don't know why. When it comes to thoughts, I have to judge thoughts. But no, this is why. I'm trying to figure out how he finessed it. Cause like, I'm gonna keep it a band with you. This is a big joint, bro. Like, she look like she's ripe for the finessing. Like I see a joint like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely getting my taxes. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm definitely getting some taxes out of this joint or something. So, but right now, he looked like he already invested a new tire, and he's just like showing love and everything. Out here trying to buy a house too with what, fake credentials? Nah, this is cap. This is cap. I don't believe this. This is beyond reason. And being that she's a big joint, I'm wondering if the joints were so obvious that it was cap and she was just lying to herself to keep it going. You guys know those joints I'm talking about. The joints who are weak and they're just like, I'm just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be here. So I'm just going to take any type of lie that's hit through to me or something like that. I'm not sure. But the pandemic came at the right time. So you didn't even you never even heard the brother's voice. You never heard any of the friends' voices. You never heard. This is nuts. All right, let's keep going.
Every phone call was made up. His brother, every day, he and his brother had not spoken since 2015 when his mother died. I found that out later on. He made up every phone call. He had no friends, but yet every phone call would be my friend this, my friend that. The second lie, his job. He told me when I first met him out the gate that he was a VP at his company. He had been transferred from California to Georgia, and he was in the process of, getting himself settled. He was looking to buy a house. His job was VP of a major condiment company. I won't say the name because I don't.
That had to be, first of all, come on now. Come on. This is why I feel like she's either capping or she's stupid. You're telling me now, a nigga who's a VP of a company, a major seasoning or whatever she say, whatever, a food company or whatever, a VP. So I'm assuming this guy's probably making well into the six figures, probably 200,000 plus, right? So now he's on a dating app trying to find hoes, right? Forget the fact that he's a VP making buku amount of money. He can pretty much get any hoe that he wants. No, he gets on Hinge and gets this big joint. No offense to this big joint, bro. You expect me to believe that he got on this app and saw this big joint and was like, I want to match with this big joint, knowing that I'm making $200-something thousand plus a year. You expect me to believe that? You yourself, this fat joint right here, her herself, does she believe that? Like, does she believe that? Like I said, no offense to this, to this chubby joint, son. Like, to this large, hefty. She looked like she's 300 pounds. She looked like she's squeezed into this vehicle. If you're talking about like a clown car or something, I'm just being real, son. She's large. She should have known off the rip. Why would a guy with this type of money, why would he want to mess with me? It's just the reality of it. If you Quasimodo, right? I'm not saying she Quasimodo, but let's say if I was Quasimodo and a bad joint wanted to be with me, and I'm not funny or anything, like I'm just a regular dude, and she just wants to be with me, oh, you should come with me. We should be in a relationship. I'll be honest with you, I'm not leaving my wallet anywhere. So like, bro, I feel like my identity is gonna get stolen. If you talking about something, what? Nah, this is all her fault. This is all her fault, bro. This is all her fault. Ain't no way in hell.
I won't say the name because I don't want to get sued. But he said that his job was VP at that company. It is fair to note he paid every bill. He paid all the bills. He gave me spending money. Like, even though we were quarantined, locked down in my little townhouse, again, this story was always he's trying to buy a house. So when we got together, it was we need to buy a house together. Like, this is forever. We're going to have a family. Let's go ahead and find a house. So the lie is that he was a VP at his company. And he maintained that lie every day. Truth is, he was a temp. He called me from work all the time. I may have to make a different video to explain how he was able to lie with the work stuff. So he would call me and he would pretend to reprimand employees who couldn't see that he had a Bluetooth thing in his ear. He would pretend to reprimand them in front of me. He would pretend to take phone calls from the company president who needed his help on something. He forged emails that he showed me from the company president asking him, we need to get this up and running. We need to do this project. We need to do that.
Nah. This is wild. Was he Nigerian, bro? being as a native Nigerian, my damn self. So this, like, I'm trying to see. Okay, all right. I gotta understand what is the end game here, right? I'm sorry, guys. This joint is way too big for to put in all this effort to impress her. It has to be some type of end game. Does she have some type of life insurance that he found out about? Like, he done some deep research. Like, he was a serial super snoop, found out a whole bunch of joints, fat, big joints, hefty joints that he can find and get the social, the life insurance or something. Or does she have an inheritance or something? Like, I'm looking at this. I'm just like, hold up, bro. Like this, I'm trying to understand, because right now I don't see him winning at all. I don't see. He's paying all the bills. How? And he's a temp worker. Temp workers usually get less money than a regular worker because the temp company got to take their money off the top. So I'm trying to understand, what is the end game? If this joint was like, don't get me wrong, if this joint was bad, I'd be like, okay, he's trying to impress this joint. She bad. He feel like she out of her league. Yeah, he's out of, she's out of his league. He's trying to make it work. He's trying to make something shake for real, trying to impress her. Awesome love, love don't cost a thing. That Nick Cannon movie, Love Don't Cost a Thing. Awesome stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But this hefty joint right here, you put in all this. I'm sorry, like you put in all this effort for this joint, son. No offense, no offense. But for this joint, he's taking an L right now, son. You can't tell me she hasn't taken an L yet. I mean, yeah, he's lying, but he's paying all your bills. He bought you a new tire. He's paying your rent and stuff, paying for everything. You should stay with his ass, bro. If you talking about something, like, sometimes joints don't want to. Joints, a good thing will hit them in the face, and they be like, nah, I don't like it. Nah, I'm gonna wipe this off. Like, I don't like this. Like, come on, son. Like, hey, if he a liar, he a provider or something. This has to be a deeper scheme that I just don't know about, son. Somebody give me hit.
It is scary how brilliant he was and how much energy he put into the lie. But he was a temp. He was a temp forklift driver. There's nothing wrong with a forklift driver. But he was pretending to be a VP. Third lie, housing. He told me he was looking to buy a house. We got together and we started looking at houses. I found a beautiful 5-bedroom, 6-bath house in Smyrna, Georgia that was gorgeous. It was brand new construction build. And I love the house. The house was listed for $699,000. He showed me paperwork from Chase Bank saying that he was approved for a mortgage for $750,000. Yeah. I watched as he put in an all cash offer on this $699,000 house. I watched him sign his name to a legally binding document for an all cash offer. The reason why the house fell through was because the builder did not want to finish the basement. We were requesting that the basement get finished. He did not want to, so he declined our offer and took the offer of another couple who didn't need the basement finished. That's the only reason why that house fell through. I see now where God's grace protected me, because, well, it really protected him, because legally I was not his wife, so I was not on the mortgage for that home. So, third lie had to do with housing. Fourth lie had to do with baby. So I got pregnant, lost the baby. I was sad at the time. I am not anymore. But lost the baby, had to have a D&C. When I was in the hospital, the doctor called him to let him know, you know, she'll be discharged, because again, this is COVID, so you could not go in the hospital at the time when I had the surgery. So the doctor called him and said, you know, she's going to be released in an hour and a half. He pretended to be his own executive assistant. And so he said, you know, Mr. James is in a board meeting, but I'm his executive assistant, David. How can I help you? You can let me know what's going on. Obviously, the doctor wouldn't do that. So she just said, you know, please let him know that Miss So-and-so will be ready for pickup in an hour and a half. He told the doctor he's in a board meeting until about, for about another 30 minutes, and then he'll be on his way. I should have only been in the hospital for an hour and a half. I was there for 3 hours. Because again, he was a...
Bro, this is nuts. This is nuts. He pretended to be his assistant. And I'll put money on this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. So he couldn't get off of work. So that thing was at work. He couldn't get off of work. I'm telling you, that had to be the reason. Made her wait that long, son. He couldn't. I'm still trying to see what the end game is here, because there's no way he could have kept this line on for the rest of his life with this joint, son. Somebody got to explain to me. So he got her pregnant, right? What was the end game to take her for child support or something? But she would get custody most likely, right? I'm trying to see, where is he winning here? I don't understand. It seemed like he just jumped in to get an L, right? Am I wilding right now? Am I wild? Like I said, this would be a whole different story if this joint was bad. If this joint was bad, or some like Megan Good type, 28-year-old Megan Good type joint, like if she was bad, I'd be like, okay, we understand what's going on here. But I'm not gonna play with y'all right now and see this joint and be like, bro, why did he do? He's like, the money. I'm thinking the money's probably come from the stimulus checks. I don't know how temp stuff work. Can he still file for unemployment while working a temp job? I'm not sure. Can he? If he can, maybe he can get the unemployment check plus the stimulus checks. And just, it's only so far you can go with that. He must have been working his ass off, bruh. Working his damn ass off. He probably taking crazy hours to pay for this lifestyle, bruh. Paying all the bills, paying everything. For this joint? Like, I'm just, for this joint. Any girl who watches this video, don't come at me, son. Do not come at me. Y'all, like, come on, son. Like, this joint, bro, she has to be 320 at minimum. Unless he a chubby chaser. And if he's chasing chubby joints like that and out here paying their bills and everything like that, in Georgia too, I don't know how far away, what part of Georgia they from? They around Atlanta, where it's like an abundance of black women over black men. Like, there's so many, and a lot of the black men are gay. So it's like it's leaves. So out of all them joints you could pick from, and you going through a dating app, you pick this joint. Is she capping? So like, somebody tell me she capping, bro. Like, I don't. This story sounds sweet. It sounds crazy. It sounds like something you put on, like, I don't know, Oxygen Channel or something. But something about this seemed like she capping, bro. She has to be capping. Either she capping or this dude is weird. Or Nigerian. Some of these Nigerians, some of my Nigerian brothers be liking the big joint. So I don't know. Let's see. She didn't say he was Nigerian. I feel like he would have threw that in there, right? Let's keep going.
because again, he was a temp forklift driver, so he couldn't get off work. But I didn't know that at the time. So those are just some of the things that my pathological lying ex-husband did. There's so much more. I have severe PTSD. And I know it's my fault. I know that I did not trust myself. I did not pay attention to the United Nations of red flags. I did not pray, and I am paying the consequences for that. So there's nothing anyone can say to me, girl, you was dumb. I was desperate. I wanted to be married. I wanted a family, and I thought it was my turn. And instead, I got pulled into something my brain could not even comprehend. And guess what, guys? What I just told you, it's only 5% of the story. So yeah, let me know if anybody knows somebody at Lifetime. And also, if any of you got any sort of gift cards for Stella Rosa Black, I'll take those as well. That's my story.
I'll give her this. The accountability at the end was piece de resistance. I loved it. That just made her. I don't mess with big joints. Like I love big women in general because I love women in general. But I don't mess with big joints. But I'll say this: that just made her look a lot more attractive. Something about a woman holding themselves accountable. It's just like, oh, you're different. You're different. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a little pee-pee. I'll give you a little pee-pee, a little few strokes in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give it to her, son. She said the quiet part out loud, son. Like, hey, yeah, I was desperate. Most women would not say that. They take it at me like, I wasn't desperate. You know what I'm saying? I was desperate. I wanted to get married. I thought it was my turn. I thought it was my time. She thought she found a dream guy. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I would have been like, that. If that was my sister, I'd be like, yeah, hey, bro. Actually, no, if that was my sister, I would have told my sister for real. Like, I would have pulled my sister aside. I would be like, hey, hold up, son. Like, hey, sis, you know you like 320, right? Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. This little teaser got me out here wanting to watch the rest of it. Maybe I'll just dedicate a portion of my life to watch it because this seems too juicy. She said, what, 5%? And like I said, Lifetime need to pick it up. Netflix needs to pick this up. Tubi, F it. Tubi would definitely get some, you know what I'm saying? Get with some local creators. You living in Georgia, Black Hollywood, so I know somebody would pick this up. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be honest with you guys. Based on how, like I said before, how she looks, I gotta say, this gotta be Cap. This gotta be Cap. If it's not Cap, lock that dude up. Lock that dude up, son. This is crazy. The reason why I say it gotta be Cap is like, it's unbelievable to me that a dude will go to this level of extremes for a girl who's, I've said it throughout the whole video. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to go to that level, that's nuts. That's nuts. Like, you must really get no hoes, like, at all. Like, none whatsoever, right? And this is not saying, like, for her in general, just because I'm talking about in general. If he was doing that for anybody, I'd be like, yeah, you get no hoes, right? It just so happened that this joint is a joint that I'd be like, it's interesting that you would choose this one on a dating app with so many hoes. You stay in Georgia. You chose this one. You tell me there's no one else, or maybe there was no one else that matched with him. She didn't say he was handsome. As she was telling the story, she never mentioned and said, oh, he was really handsome. No. She never said that. She never said, I would expect that, right? Because, when a girl really like a dude, she'd be like, yeah, I saw he was handsome. He was this guy, he was just like chivalrous. He paid for everything. I felt like dream guy. She just said, like, he was, but I forgot what she said exactly. But I mean, did she say he was handsome? I don't think she said he was handsome. So maybe she saw him as like in the range of her, right? Because sometimes you guys have to understand there's you got to know exactly where your range is, right? I don't care what anybody says. You got to look at some people and be like, yeah, that person's on my league, right? You have to have confidence, but to a certain level, confidence can be delusion, to a certain point. You feel me? So, you know, maybe something about him didn't seem like he was that attractive, but the moment I heard VP of a big time company, I'm thinking $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. And you're living in Georgia, the cost of living is a little bit smaller than some place like where I'm at, DC. You know what I'm saying? So I could only imagine how that money stretched, giving her spending money plus paying her rent, paying all the bills, probably buying all the groceries, paying all that while being a temp worker. Devious stuff. Lock his ass up. If this is true, lock his ass up. But if this is not true, I won't be surprised in a few days, maybe a week or two, she comes out and be like, listen, y'all, I made this all up. I made this all up. I just wanted to see if my story writing was good. Because I'm not going to lie, she was very engaging. Like, I could sit and listen to her stories from this woman for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And sit down and watch. You know what? Who knows? Maybe she could trap me. Maybe she could trap me. She started telling these type of stories, sit down, and she know how to cook. We could really vibe. Who knows? She might get me. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I might start paying. Fuck no. But yeah, this is nuts though, man. If this is true, I'm hoping that she do find love. I'm hoping that a good guy who's somewhat to the same level as who the guy was pretending to be can find her. But let's be real, a dude who's a VP making that type of money, he's getting supermodel type joints, or if not supermodel, at least a basic, like at least a chill, like you bring around your boys, you'd be like, that's nice, that's cool. Like, you're a VP of a company, bro. You have money. When you have that type of money, hoes are just gonna start throwing the JJ at you just off the strength. The moment they see your net worth, the moment they see, well, how much are people making this position? Like, bro, joints that would probably like snob at him, probably like, yeah, I'm gonna get me. Joints are gonna want him to smash so they can at least get a baby. Like, let's be real. You tell me you mess with me. Okay. I mean, hey. So there's somebody for everybody, right? I mean, this one is a finesse artist, but you know. But that's all I gotta say on this, man. If you stay this long, I appreciate you. I love you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as with the post notification. That way, you'll be one of the first to hear the voice. Same time, leave a like. Because I'm so insecure. Those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. At the same time, you got to buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms. I know I'm wearing a True Religion shirt, but hey, still buy the merch, man. I got to get back in the groove of everything. You feel me? But that's all I got to say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.